The world rang in 2021 on an optimistic note. Despite being in the midst of a brutal wave of COVID-19 infections, vaccines were coming online and going into arms.
Hopefully this will bring a happy 2021 for everybody.
Vaccine rollouts were underway in China, Russia, Israel, the US, UK, Europe, and elsewhere. In the United States, new leadership in the White House.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear.
President Joe Biden came into office vowing to competently address the pandemic after the chaotic Trump era.
Our plan starts with mounting an aggressive, safe, and effective vaccination campaign to meet our goal of administering 100 million shots in our first 100 days in office.
But vaccines were not the quick fix many had hoped for. Early on, availability was limited and logistical hurdles proved daunting.
The virus is not dangerous.
Even as vaccines became widely available in the US, UK, and Europe, there were protest movements, with some people firmly against vaccines, hampering efforts to vaccinate enough people to stop the virus from spreading. Meantime, poor countries struggled to obtain even a small number of vaccine doses. By summer, the Delta variant sparked another deadly global wave of infections.
The Delta variant is well on its way to becoming the dominant variant globally because of its significantly increased transmissibility.
Even as Delta surged, some people resisted government efforts to fight the pandemic. In the U.S., the issue became highly politicized. Demonstrators took to the streets to oppose vaccines, mask mandates, school closures, and other restrictions. Some countries like China, Australia, and New Zealand managed to escape the worst, relying on robust testing, contact tracing, masks, quarantines, and travel limitations. The US, UK, Brazil, and Europe have struggled to cope with multiple waves of COVID as political leaders try to balance public health measures with economic recovery and political blowback. By the end of the summer, cases were falling, but a new problem emerged: waning immunity from vaccines. Some countries began rolling out booster doses. This made vaccine inequity worse, rich countries getting boosters while poor countries wait for first shots.
There's people in the world right now that still don't have access to vaccines. And if we want COVID to end, we have to make sure that everyone has access to vaccines.
As 2021 winds down, yet another new threat emerged.
So today we are announcing B11529 as a variant of concern named Omicron.
It's not yet clear how dangerous the Omicron variant will prove to be, but its emergence has made one thing clear: the COVID-19 pandemic is far from over. Jim Spellman, CGTN, Washington.